That's right. It is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. And joining me are a couple of great guys. I can tell you right now, this film's going to do a lot of fun. It's going to happen it's going to happen at an awesome festival. I'm going to let them talk about it. And I'm going to tell you this. The film is like, I don't know that they went for this, but I will say this. It's kind of like a blast to the past of bands when I was growing up in the 80s, but it's kind of like a new generation. But the way it's shot is really fun. And I'm telling you right now, it's premiering this evening. You're going to want to check it out, and you're going to want to see it on demand eventually. I don't know what their plans are for this, but it's Happy Effin' Sunshine. Dances with Film's world premiere June 10th. That's this evening at 9:30 at the TCL Chinese Theater. I always call it the Groman's Chinese Theater, or the place where Hollywood knows what's up. Joining me right now are two amazing people, awesome guys, and I can tell you they're probably going to be working together forever. We got Jonathan and Ryan. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, let me start with you, Jonathan. Obviously, you got some pretty cool stuff going on. You're actually on location right now in the vicinity of the theater. Are you going to go in and check any other movie out right now?
As soon as we're off here, I'm going to go figure out what my plan is for the day. There's a lot of amazing films here. We were at the opening night party of the festival last night, and everybody was talking about their films, and I can't believe the number of titles this weekend, because I'm only here for a few days, that I need to go see. So as soon as we're done with this, I'm literally going and marketing my book and figuring out what my plan is.
Nice. I think you're going to have fun with that. Now, turning attention over to you, Ryan, how did you two meet?
Well, Jonathan, and I have been working together for a while now, and John was actually running an independent cinema in Toronto and was bringing through a lot of really cool titles. And around the time I was working and doing a little bit of directing and some episodic stuff, and we just sort of got to talking about the types of films we really wanted to see get made. So we've kind of put our heads together and figured out how we could make them. And a couple of years later, we produced our first picture together, Poor Agnes, which ended up doing really well for us and got a wide release. And that opened the doors to sort of take it up a notch to Happy Effin' Sunshine.
Okay, first of all, awesome, great job. I love how you guys team up. And sometimes, things are made in a way was it like a moment where you're like, I feel like this is going to go next level? Or was it kind of like, as you went? Because sometimes films are in a way you don't know, like I think of writing duos and people that are kind of like the Lebowskis, right? Or other ones that kind of get together and they team up. But you don't know that moment in time that says, you know what? It makes cinema fun. I think of the great films that are out there, and you think about the beginning stages. You're kind of at the beginning stages,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Ryan and I, and not to speak for Ryan, but we have very distinct tastes, but they merge together kind of where you see the films that we're making. So Ryan's got a very, very intelligent sensibility, and I really like kind of the bigger moments and the set pieces of that. And when we were talking about films originally, and that's really kind of how we came together. We were looking at them as a team, two guys who really just wanted to make stuff. We wanted to put something on the screen that really jived together. I mean, Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It was looking at those films that we were looking for, that we weren't feeling that we were.
Okay, he's a little glitchy there, Jonathan. You pick up where he left off, especially about this particular film.
Sure. So this film in particular, when I had originally read it, because Ryan and the other writer who worked on it originally, they had a lot harder script, and I don't think it was the kind of thing. Personally, I was, as an audience, because our company, Other Animal, is an audience first company. Every script we look at, every project we look at, is how is the audience going to respond to this? How are they going to feel about this? And we're like, it's good. It's a very good, very interesting concept, but we felt like there could be more for the characters. So when we went back and worked through it and we're looking at it from that perspective, we realized there's some huge opportunities to really bring these characters to life in a way that people haven't seen on screen recently. So yeah, we're very excited about this. We shot this in 2018, just before COVID.
The end of 2019.
End of 2019. I thought we were in Berlin 2019.
See,
yeah, because we shot it. We shot it in 2018, just before COVID.
No, we shot it at the end of 2019.
Okay, so yeah, shot in 20, and yeah, so now, I mean, this many years later, just try to connect it with an audience looks like it's going to be a really good thing here at this festival.
Yeah, and I see it, and I'm like, man, the fun of the getting a band together and having to deal with like the everyday thing, going on tour and then premiering your music. But it's like a fun. I don't even know how to put it, but it's something that I want to see like now. Like so. What's going to go on with national distribution?
You want to take that one, John?
Yeah, we're here at the festival with hopes that we can ink something with a distributor who can really take care of this and really push this to the right audience. And that's basically all we can say right now, because we're waiting for the premiere and just waiting for the how people are going to respond to it, the audience is going to respond to it. And nervous, let me tell you. I think Ryan and I are both very nervous about it. And,
of course.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's fun for the actors, right? The ones that kind of like went through it with you all, and like it's like, is it the premiere for some of them, or because you got some great acting in there? I can see these kids moving on to really big things if they haven't already.
Yeah. So the fun thing is that none of them have actually seen the film, and we spent so much time with the music, because as a musical, it was basically like recording a double album after the film was done. So these cast are like these sort of raw young actors out of North Bay, which is a small town in Canada. And Derek, the director, had worked with them as their acting coach and dramaturge. So these are debut performances. They went straight from the forests of Canada to Hollywood Boulevard. And it's fun because, you could see them sort of like, growing into themselves as performers, and they're super excited to be here, but they still don't actually know the film, right? They know that the people who have seen it are very excited about it. So this is a premiere for them as well as the audiences.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that's an exciting thing just to talk about, because and like you said, it's been a couple years. I know it's like where did the days go, right? And you go, okay, but at the end of it all, you did it at a time where it was easy to do. Nowadays, filmmaking is like, oh, you gotta get tested, you gotta make sure you're good, you gotta blah 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 blah. But it's done in a way that, like, I can see, like, is there like an arc for like a second and third one with this group?
There absolutely could be. And I mean, one of the things that I've always
I can't hear him.
Yeah, Jonathan, you're gonna have to take it over. He froze.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things we're really excited about with this script in particular, one of the reasons we wanted to go with it, is we see an opportunity for like a really interesting, fun, episodic series. And these actors that we have could really, really make that work. I mean, just watching them on set, and it was a incredible joy. And the idea for it, and very similar to what we're doing here, it's like, imagine if you took like, was it Ryan, are you there?
I'm back.
Right. I don't want to take I don't want to take the words out of your mouth, Ryan, because it's
I said as a series, I would love to see it somewhere between Curb Your Enthusiasm and Shoresy, and I'm really excited about Shoresy because I got a chance to work with that team, and watching them bring Northwestern Ontario to the world and doing this sort of really.
You're gonna have to start picking up where he leaves off, Jonathan.
Okay. Yeah, so with those two things together, Northwestern Ontario, with the amount of talent that's up there, and like over the last, I think it was 5-10 years, there's been a lot of government assistance with that to really kind of build up the crews and the talent up there, but it's not being utilized in a way to really tell those stories, and we think there's a really good big market for that, because everybody can connect with that small town, because small town, hard life, like just those elements, but also with the humor in it and the community in it. And I think that's really what's going to draw people to the story, also both in the film and also when we look at doing a series on this.
Well, and I got to go with this really quick, because the kids of now are a different kid than they were way back when, but the fun is still the same as like an 80s flick. And I go back to like the film Stranger Things, right, which is an episodic, right? But Stranger Things kind of did what I feel you kind of put, whether you wanted to or not, it's kind of like a blast from the past of 80s fun. Does that make any sense?
Well, the good news is it's still the 1980s in Northern Ontario, so we were just basically doing it as it is. But yeah, definitely, people have talked about films like Napoleon Dynamite and stuff tonally and said like there's this kind of fun nostalgia vibe. So yeah, definitely, like it's of that era, and even the music choices in the film, like we're definitely creating that experience of having some fun and some nostalgia for the audience.
Yeah, I will say this, and I'm glad you guys are having fun with this. Dances look, all film festivals are different, but this one, I mean, the fact that you get to premiere in Hollywood at the heart of it, I gotta say, I mean, that in and of itself is a testament to where you guys are taking it next, right?
Absolutely. And the one thing I'll say
Yeah.
about this festival is that the vibe here with the other filmmakers and the programmers and the founders has been absolutely incredible. Like it's so communal and it's so welcoming, and there's this sort of lore here of how many of these long-term professional relationships have come together, and people who've gone on to win Emmys and things. So it's very unlike some of the other film festivals I've been at, where everything's focused on ropes and carpets and exclusivity, and this is really you're part of this alumni and this community, which is really something special to be a part of.
Yeah, that makes sense. Jonathan, before we go, what do you got to say about it all?
About the festival so far, that opening night party felt like I was like literally coming home to a community. And I've put people on carpets in multiple cities and done very exclusive stuff as Ryan's talking about, and it doesn't have the same kind of feeling. Like I just feel like I'm a part of something,
Right.
and it's beautiful. And I'm very much looking forward to what the weekend is like with this, because if this keeps going, like I know I'm going to make friends out of this, and when I fly back down there, I'll have places to stay, and there'll just be more that's going to come out of it. It's very exciting.
Okay, my only suggestion is this: get the soundtrack ready to go. Is it ready to go, and can it be like on Warner or something like that? I mean, is that a possibility?
Yes, we kind of looked at that when we were originally putting it together. Ryan actually wrote a lot of the original songs in this, which you'll hear, like the one in the background, Pogie, which I think everybody's going to be singing when they're leaving the theater, because it's still stuck in my head, and I've had it in there for years, and I want to finally get it out today.
Okay.
And the other songs that we put into it, I think people are really going to connect with, because we tried to really find different things to really connect with the audience through the music. So whether you like old classic soul, or whether you're into punk, or whether you're into contemporary, we have all this stuff populated through the movie just to drive that kind of understanding where these kids are coming from, because it's really the music that's playing in their hearts when they're in this film.
Well, and in the film too, we have two like legitimate musical geniuses who are in our film, right? Like hip hop legend Maestro Fresh West plays Jimmy, who comes in later in the film, who was gracious enough to license us some of his music. And then Ted Dykstra, who plays Fast Eddie, originated the musical Two Pianos, Four Hands, and played, Jerry Lee Lewis in Fire. So we've got some serious musical talent backing up our young cast.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm happy for you all. I'm happy for the cast. I'm glad it's getting seen in a major movie theater like the TCL Chinese Theaters, which is actually available for this evening. I'm going to say stay safe out there. Remember to, protect your face, of course. No one wants to get sick, and we need a second one ready to go with a cool soundtrack as well. So good job. Can't wait for it, and I look forward to all that you guys are doing next.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Aaron.
you.
All right. More right after these messages. Again, go check it out. It's happening. TCL Chinese Theaters. Get your tickets. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.